One spark, one blast, and everything changes. Explosions can break a window or wipe out a city. Some last a second. Others leave scars on the planet for thousands of years. But what makes an explosion powerful? And how do you compare a grenade to a nuclear bomb? Or a volcano to an asteroid? In this video, we're ranking the most terrifying explosions ever, from the smallest blasts to world-ending impacts. Real events, real numbers, and a scale that goes from a few grams of TNT to forces strong enough to end civilizations. This is every terrifying explosion level explained in under 12 minutes. An explosion is a sudden release of energy that creates a powerful blast. It usually happens when something changes very quickly, like when a gas expands fast, or when chemicals react and release energy all at once. This sudden burst of energy creates a shock wave, which moves through the air and causes the damage we see: broken windows, flying debris, and fires. We measure explosions using something called TNT equivalent. TNT is a common explosive, so it helps us compare different blasts. For example, if a bomb releases the same amount of energy as 1 ton of TNT, we say it has a 1 ton TNT equivalent. We also measure energy in joules, but TNT makes it easier to understand. 1 kilogram of TNT releases about 4.2 million joules of energy. So throughout this video, we'll be using TNT as our unit. The more TNT equivalent an explosion has, the more powerful and destructive it is. Now, let's start at the smallest level and work our way up. Let's start small. A hand grenade only contains around 150 to 250 grams of explosives. That's less than a soda can in weight, but it's enough to kill someone within a few meters. These explosions are deadly at close range, but the area of damage is limited. Small gas leaks or chemical bursts can also cause explosions at this level. They might break windows, set off alarms, or start fires, but they usually won't destroy entire buildings. At this scale, explosions are short, intense, and close range. Dangerous, but nothing compared to what's coming next. This is where things start to get serious. In 2000, a fireworks storage facility in Enschede, Netherlands exploded with a force equal to about 4 to 5 tons of TNT. It destroyed 400 homes and killed 23 people. In 2013, a fertilizer plant in West Texas caught fire and exploded. That blast had an estimated force of 7 to 10 tons of TNT. It left a 90-foot crater, killed 15 people, and damaged hundreds of buildings. Even a small truck bomb can have a few tons of TNT equivalent. That's enough to destroy city blocks, flip cars, and injure people hundreds of meters away. Explosions at this level aren't just loud, they're deadly and highly destructive. Now we're entering disaster territory. In 2020, the Beirut port explosion shocked the world. A warehouse filled with 2,750 tons of ammonium nitrate caught fire and exploded. The blast was estimated to be between 500 and 1,200 tons of TNT. It destroyed entire neighborhoods, injured over 7,000 people, and was felt across multiple countries. The shockwave broke windows over 10 kilometers away. But the worst industrial explosion in U.S. history happened in 1947 in Texas City. A ship carrying 2,300 tons of ammonium nitrate exploded while docked. The blast was so powerful it flipped planes in the air and caused a 15-foot wave to crash onto shore. At this level, explosions are similar in strength to small nuclear bombs, minus the radiation. They shake the ground like earthquakes and can be recorded by seismic sensors. Some of the biggest man-made explosions were actually non-nuclear. In 1985, the U.S. military performed a test called minor scale. They used about 4,000 tons of ANFO explosives, roughly 4 kilotons of TNT, to see how equipment would react to a nuclear-like blast. It created a massive fireball and a shockwave that would destroy almost anything in its path. Another huge blast was the Heligoland explosion in 1947. After World War II, the British military needed to get rid of leftover German weapons on a small island. They set off over 6,000 tons of explosives. The blast was so large it reshaped parts of the island and caused pressure waves across the sea. At this level, explosions can flatten entire military bases or coastlines. The shockwave can be felt for miles, and the heat can start fires hundreds of meters away without using nuclear fuel. Now we move into nuclear territory. The bomb dropped on Hiroshima in 1945 released around 15 kilotons of energy. Just 3 days later, the Nagasaki bomb released about 21 kilotons. These two bombs killed over 200,000 people combined. The shock waves leveled cities, the heat caused massive firestorms, and the radiation poisoned people for years after. Modern nuclear weapons can be even more powerful. Even so-called tactical nukes can be 50 to 100 kilotons. At this level, you're not just destroying cities, you're affecting the environment, causing radiation sickness, and changing life for generations. The most powerful bomb ever detonated was the Tsar Bomba, tested by the Soviet Union in 1961. It had a blast yield of 50 megatons, over 3,000 times more powerful than the Hiroshima bomb. The fireball was so large, it could be seen from 600 miles away. Buildings were destroyed 50 kilometers from the center. The shock wave circled the planet 3 times. At this level, the goal isn't just to destroy, it's to erase. Entire regions can be wiped out, and the radiation can spread across continents. Thankfully, no bomb this powerful has ever been used in war, but the threat still exists. Nature has its own way of unleashing massive explosions, and they make even nuclear bombs look small. The Tambora eruption in 1815 was one of the biggest in recorded history. It released about 2 to 3 megatons of energy. It killed over 70,000 people and caused a global temperature drop. The following year was called the Year Without a Summer. But far bigger was the La Garita caldera eruption in ancient Colorado, which may have released over 1 gigaton of energy. That's 20 times more powerful than the largest nuclear bomb ever made. These explosions can block sunlight, cool the planet, destroy ecosystems, and even lead to mass starvation. 66 million years ago, a massive asteroid slammed into what's now Mexico. The impact released energy equal to 100 million megatons, over 100 gigatons. It set off wildfires, sent tsunamis across oceans, threw up a cloud of dust that blocked out the sun, and caused the extinction of nearly 75% of all life on Earth, including the dinosaurs. At this level, explosions don't just destroy cities or regions, they change the entire planet. Let's quickly recap the explosion scale from smallest to largest. Level 1. Hand grenades, small gas leaks, a few hundred grams of TNT. Level 2. Car bombs, factory blasts, 1 to 10 tons. Level 3. Beirut, Texas City, hundreds to 2,300 tons. Level 4. Military tests, 1 to 4 kilotons. Level 5. Hiroshima, Nagasaki, 15 to 100 kilotons. Level 6. Tsar Bomba, 1 to 50 megatons. Level 7. Supervolcanoes, up to 1 gigaton. Level 8. Asteroids, over 100 gigatons. As you go up the scale, the destruction grows fast, from breaking windows to wiping out species. It all depends on how much energy is released and how fast it happens. So why should we care about explosion levels? Because understanding them helps us stay safe. Knowing how dangerous different materials are and how far their effects can reach saves lives. Many large explosions happen because of poor safety, bad planning, or careless storage of chemicals and fuels. By learning from past disasters, we can prevent new ones. And when it comes to nuclear weapons or asteroid threats, knowing the scale helps us take those risks seriously. These aren't just stories, they're real possibilities. From small blasts to world-changing impacts, explosions remind us how powerful energy can be when it's released all at once, and why we must handle it with care. We've just gone from the smallest explosion, a grenade, to some of the biggest blasts Earth has ever seen. Some were accidents, some were created on purpose, and some came from nature itself. But all of them show how quickly energy can go from harmless to terrifying. So which explosion level surprised you the most? The fertilizer plant, the Tsar Bomba, or the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a like and hit subscribe for more science explained simply. Thanks for watching, and stay safe out there.